Good morning, everyone. Shall we start our class? So, regarding the last session, yesterday class, any doubt, any question? The last class we discussed how to configure the domain, and we seen in the domain how to create the server, how to create the client, how to create the member server, and we seen the last session how to create the user accounts, local user accounts and domain user accounts. What is the difference between local user and domain users? And the domain user account we are creating in the DC in server. The user can log into any client machine, and we seen the last class as admin we can create the user account in our server, right? But the first day when I'm creating the user account in server without password, we cannot create the user accounts. So if you want to create the user account without password, without complexity password, right, we have to disable the password policy, length 720, complexity enable to disable. Then as admin we can create the account with password and without password, the user accounts. Then we seen how to restrict the password attempts also by using account logout policy, right? And we seen how to allow the user to log in server in our DC by using allow logon local policy. And we seen how to restrict that particular computer to user to use, like by using logon to. And we seen how to restrict the hours, days to the user to log in by using logon hours. So all of you done this practical? Any question? So we'll continue our today's session. Till now we are working on domain model. The system one is my server and the rest of the machine we configure as a clients here. Okay. Today we have a session. We are going to discuss permissions. So write down the heading. So what is the meaning of permission? Permission means what? Permission means maybe you can allow the user to access the resources or you can deny the user to access the resource. That is called what here? Permission. So you can see this right now I am working on domain model. As an administrator, by sitting on server we can manage the network. So as an admin, if I want to allow my user to log into the client machine, in my server we require user accounts. We are taking the help of ADUC console and we are creating the user account. So example, for testing purpose I am creating the user 1 account, the user 2 account and the user 3 and user 4. So once I create the user account in server, these users can log into any client machine or not here, right? So the permission is what here? Allow. The user 1 can log into this computer, the user 2 can log into this computer, the user 3 can log in. Next day the user can change the computer also. User can log into other computer, but user is not having right to log in server. So permission is what? Deny. The user can log into any computer, permission is allow, except server, but the user cannot log into server. But as administrator, by using allow logon local permission, can we allow the user to log in server or not? This is called permission. Like this, as administrator, I can create the user account in server. Yes, permission is allowed. But as administrator, first day, I cannot create the user account in server without passwords. Okay, so permission is denied here. But by changing password policy, length 720, complexity enable to disable, then as admin, we can create the user account with password and without password here. Okay. Like this, in my network, as the users are logging to this client machine and the users are generating the data, right? And now in my network I have one printer, and right now this printer is a share printer. I share with everyone, so any user can log into any machine, can access this printer or not here. So on the printer the permission is what? Allow. But one day my boss is coming and saying, say, don't allow the user to access the printer. Can we restrict the printer? Yes, we can restrict. So if I restrict the printer, now the user can log into any client machine. User can access the resources, user can access data, but user cannot take the print. So this is called permission. So by using permission, we can allow the user to access the resources or we can deny the user to access the resources. So like this. Example, the user 1 is logging to the system 2 client machine, that is the XP machine. After logging to this machine as a user, the user job is what? Generating the data for organization by using applications, by using internet line. The user is downloading some stuff, user is downloading some data, is generating the data. But whenever the user is storing the data, in every client machine, we have a local hard disk. We have a local hard disk. So every machine we have a local hard disk, server also we have local hard disk. Now whenever as a user 1, I am sitting on the system 2 machine, I am generating some data. So once I click save, this data is going to store in system 2 local hard disk or in system 3 local hard disk or in server hard disk. The user is sitting on the system 2. Once you click save, so this data is going to store in the same local machine hard disk or in server hard disk. Is going to store in local hard disk. That answer is correct here because I'm sitting on this machine. If I click save, if I download something by using application, if I generate the data, if I click save, is going to save in my computer, not in other computer, not in the server here, right? So the user data basically storing in local hard disk. But to store the data, we require drives or not here. So in this machine example, we have a C drive and we have a E drive. So as a user 1, I am storing the data in E drive, and this data is important for me, important for my organization, and the folder name is data folder. In that we have some files here. The user 1 is generated this data, but the question is what? This data is created by user 1. So next day the user 1 want to access existing data. So user 1 has to use which machine? The user is asking to administrator, sir, I'm a domain user, I can log into any machine in my network. We have 100 client machines here. But the last day, previous day, I'm sitting on system 2. I generated some data, right? And that data is on a local hard disk. But can I log into other computer, can access my data? No. So tell to the user, said you can log into other machine also, no problem. You can log into system 5 because you are the domain user. In the system 5 also we have a local hard disk, right? In that we have C drive, we have E drive. But can you find system 2 E drive data in system 5 E drive? No, it's not available. So tell to the user, sir, last day you're using system 2 machine, go to there and you can log in and you can access your existing data, sir. Your previous data you can access. Okay, daily the user 1 is coming on this machine, is sitting on system 2, is going to E drive, if opening the data folder, is accessing is there, data is generating. So once I click save, once you sign out, this data is going to save in the system 2 local machine hard disk in E drive. Okay, but my question is what? This data is secure or not? Yes, check it out. The last class already I said that whenever you are storing the data in any drive, by default on the drives the permission is everyone full control. Everyone full control. So it means on the drive permission is what? Everyone full control. So it means anyone can access. So in the drive, if I create one folder, so now tell me what is the permission on this folder? The drive permission will affect on folder. Permission is what? Folder, everyone full control. Inside the folder, if I create some files, file 1, file 2, file 3. So what is the permission on this file 1, file 2, file 3? The drive permission will affect on folder. The drive permission is applying on folder, and the folder permission is applying on file 1, file 2, file 3. So now tell me on file 1, file 2, file 3, what is the permission? Everyone full control. So assume it from last 1 week, the user 1 is sitting on this machine, is generating the data, and that data is available in E drive in data folder. And this data is important for user 1 and is important for your organization also. But one day the user 1 is not coming to the office, taken 1 day leave, and that day the user 2 want to log into this machine. Can I log in as a user 2 to this machine? Yes, because there is a domain network. In the domain network, the user can log into any client machine. So I'm logging as a user 2 here. So once you press enter, the client will send the request to server. Server will give authentication back to the client. Then user can log into this computer. So as a user 2. But as a user 2, I log to this machine because I want to access the user 1 data. I logged as a user 2 here. Now as a user 2, can I go to the E drive? Can I access? Yes. Can I access the data folder? Yes. But this data folder is created by user 1. But now who is accessing? User 2. So as a user 2, I'm opening the data folder. I'm checking the files 1, what data is available, file 2, what data is there, file 3, what data. I'm copying the data. And after my job is done here, I'm deleting some files also. I'm correcting some files here. So can I delete some files or not? Yes. Can we modify the files also? Yes. So after the user 1 is done the job, right, he sign out this machine. So once you sign out, this data is going to store in the local hard disk. Okay. Next day, I am logging as a user 1 here to access my existing project data. So I'm logging as a user 1 here. We can log in, but the user 1 is finding is went to the E drive, he went to the data folder. The user 1 is finding some data is available and some data is not available. Some data is missing there. So if the user 1 data is lost, then user 1 has to request to whom to get back this data. The user 1 has to request to user 2, sir, why you deleted my data, give my data back. No, because the user 1 don't know the last day who is sitting on this computer here, right? So the user 1 is requesting to admin, sir, from last 2 weeks I'm sitting on this machine. I generated the data for my organization and the data is storing in local hard disk in E drive, but the last day I'm not available. Someone is other user is sitting on this machine but is corrupted my data. So today I'm finding some data is there and some data is missing, some data is lost. So what data is not available, missing, I want back, sir. Can you give back? No. If you taken the backup, then you can plan for restoring that one if your data is lost, but we not plan for backup, so we cannot restore the data. So tell to the user, sorry sir, I cannot do anything. You have to start the work from beginning there. Right? This is one answer only. Right? If the user data is lost here, we cannot do anything. Tell to the user, start the work from beginning, sir, I cannot do anything here. Okay? So this time the user one is saying, okay sir, this time I will manage. Okay? I will start the work from beginning. But please do one thing from today onwards. Right? Apply some permissions. Apply some permissions. So please allow to me only to access this folder and don't allow other user to access. Don't allow other user to access. So then what we have to do? So then we have to do one thing. On this data folder, I don't want to restrict the drive. I want to restrict the particular data folder. So on data folder, deny to all. Deny to all and give the permission only to the user one here. Right? So I have denied as an admin. We deny to all, give the permission to user one. So next day, if I log in as a user 2 or user 3 or user 4 to this machine, can we log in or not? Yes. Can we access E drive? Yes, we can access the E drive because we not restricted the drive. But as a user 2, can access the data folder? No, we cannot access because the user 1 only is having right to access here. Right? But if I log in as a user 1 on this machine, right, I logged as a user 1, can access E drive? Can access data folder? Can access the file 1, file 2? Can I create the new files here? Yes, we can create. We can add this something. Once you click save, it's going to store in the data folder. So this is called what? Permission. So by permissions, we are denying to all and we are allowing to specific users. So like this, my boss is saying, say don't allow any user to access the printer. Can we restrict the printer? Can we restrict the computers? Yes, this is called what here? Permissions. And the permissions really in the real time is very, very important for you because as administrator, we are allowing the user to access the resources by using permissions here. So that's why the Microsoft is saying here, what is permission? Permission define the types of access granting to user or group of users or computer to access the resources. So we can give the permission to single user or group of user, but to access the computer resources. Computer resources means computer data, computer drives, computer resources, printer, scanner, right, files. You can allow or deny it. And permission is having their own privileges here. Permission can be applied to resources such as files, folders or printer. And the privileges means rights. We can give only read permission. If I give read, what the user can do? User can open the data folder, user can open the file, user can read the content. But user cannot change the content. User cannot delete the file. User cannot create the new files here. Right? So this is called read. If I give delete permission, then user can delete also. So like this, we can give the permission to create a new files in the folders also. Right? So example, in my network here. In my network, I have this many resources. So example, we have one printer and this printer is a share printer. And this is my system 2. In system 2, we have a data folder here, right? So any user can log into any machine, can access this computer data folder or not here. Any user can log into any machine, user can access the printer. There is no restriction. But one day my boss is saying, said, don't allow the user to access printer, restrict it. And allow the user to access to this machine, log on to this machine, but don't allow the user to access this data folder. So then we have to apply permission. So if I apply the permissions, deny. So now the user can log into any machine, but user cannot access the printer. Now the user can log into system 2 machine. User cannot access the data folder here. So this is called what here? Permission. So please copy this slide. Is done, finished? Now whenever we are applying permissions, we can apply the permission on computers, right? We can apply the permission on drives, folders, files, applications, and to a user or group of users here. But how to apply the permissions? The microservicing, we can apply the permission by using these types. We have two types of permissions we can apply on resources. One is security level permission and one is a share level permission. So whenever you want to apply permissions, we have to take off these two options, security level or share level. Here by using this security level permission, share level permission, as an administrator in the real time, we are applying the conditions, we are applying the permissions on resources here. So please write down types of permissions. The first one is security level permission and the second one is share level permission. So first we'll go for the security level permission. We'll see in which scenario we have to apply the security level permission and what is the benefit with this one. So write down the heading security level permission and copy this slide. Please write down the heading security level permission and copy this slide. Permission we can apply on drives also, sir. Yes, we can apply. It's done, finished. Now we have two types of permissions here when you are applying on resources. One is a security level and one is a share level. We are going for security level permission. But the question is what, when we have to apply security permission, when we have to take the help of security level permission to apply the permissions. The experts are saying, sir, if your data is available in local hard disk, if your data is available in local hard disk or local drives, so then we have to take the help of security level permission, right? So if your data is available in local computer hard disk, we have to apply security permission. Or you can say if your resources are available in local hard disk, in local computer where you are sitting, there we have to apply security level permission to secure the data. So example, in this scenario here, in this example, my user 1, right, is sitting on the system 2 computer in XP machine. The user is saying, sir, daily I am sitting on this machine, I am storing my data here, right, and my data is storing in the system 2 local hard disk. The location is what? E drive, right? The user is saying, sir, my data is available in system 2 XP machine local hard disk, right, and in E drive, and this data is important for me and for my organization, so please allow to me only to access, don't allow other user to access. So then they deny for all and allow to only the user 1. So the experts are saying if you are applying the permission on local drive or local drive data or local resources you want to restrict, we can take the help of security permission. But whenever we are storing the data, we require drives or not here, right? So we require drives, maybe C drive, E drive. So how to create the drive? So whenever we're creating the drive, we have to format. But when you're going for formatting, we have to take the help of file system. When you're formatting, we have to take the help of file system. So when you're taking the help of file system, we can create the drives. But how many file system we have? We have two. One is called FAT, file allocation table, and one is called NTFS. NTFS stands new technology file system. We have FAT and we have NTFS. Between FAT and NTFS, there are so many differences are there, but today we are not discussing about that one. We have a separate session on the day. I will teach you what is more differences, what main differences we have between FAT and NTFS here actually. But according to our session today, the differences between FAT and NTFS, in fact, we can find sharing option is available. In NTFS, we can find sharing and security option here, right? So in fact, we have only one option, that is what here? Sharing. In NTFS, we have sharing and security here. So you can see here, this is my computer, I logged as administrator. If I go to the computer, right, you can find we have C drive, we have E drive, we have a F drive. I want to know right now the F drive is formatted with which file system here. So if I right click on F drive, if I go to the properties here, right, and you can see one new page is open. We are in F drive properties, and you can see the file system is what here? FAT32, and you can see there are so many tabs are there here: journal, tools, hardware. At the same time, you can find here sharing tab. But are you finding any security tab here? No, security tab is not available. So if the drive is formatted with FAT, we can find only sharing. But you can see here I have one more drive, that is E drive here. If I right click on E drive, if I go to the properties here, now you can see my E drive is formatted with file system of NTFS, and you can see we have sharing tab and we have a security. So if your drive is formatted with NTFS, we can find sharing and security. So compared to the FAT drive, NTFS is the best one, you can say, because in NTFS we have sharing and security option here. Okay, so that's why the Microsoft is saying in the slide, the security level permission can be implemented only on NTFS partitions here. If your drive is formatted with NTFS, we can apply. And this permission also is called security level and is called NTFS permission. Can be set on drive, we can set on folder, or we can set on file. So the Microsoft is saying when you are applying security level permission, we can apply directly on drive, or we can apply directly on single folder, or we can apply permission on single file also. But you can see here, whenever I am creating a drive here, you can see by default, what is a drive permission? Everyone, full control. The same permission will affect from drive to folder, drive to folder. So this permission is called inherited permission. The permission is affecting from drive to folder and folder to file. So if I leave like this, whenever my users are logging to this machine, the user can access E drive, user can access data folder, any user can access the file 1, file 2, file 3, right? There is no restriction. But here I want to restrict the drive here. So that's why the Microsoft is saying here in the third line, by default your security level permission will be inherited from its parents. Parents means drive to folder and folder to your files. Okay, this permission is applying here. But one day my boss is coming, is saying, sir, please don't allow the user to access data folder. We want to allow the user to access drive, but we don't want to allow the user to access data folder. So first we have to stop the inherited permission. We have to stop the inherited, right? But from where we have to stop? Not from drive. If I stop from drive, then no one can access the drive. I want to allow the user to access drive, but not folder. So remove the inherited permission from folder. So once you remove the inherited permission from folder, then next day, next moment, no one is having right to access this folder. If I leave like this, user can access drive, but user cannot access this data folder. But I want to give the chance to user to access data folder. So my boss is saying, sir, please allow the user to access data folder with our condition permissions. So I want to give the permission to user to access this data folder, and I want to give the permission only read. I want to give the permission only read. You can see my drive permission is what? Everyone, full control. But my data folder permission is what? Read. So now tell me, whenever my user opening the data folder, user can access data folder now? Yes, because permission is what? Read. Now the user 1 can access, users can access file 1, file 2, file 3? Yes. User can open the file 1, file 2, file 3. User can view the content, but user can modify the content. User can delete the file. User can create the files. No. In this drive, in this folder example, I have some application files also. That is .exe files, executable file. So not only if the data folder permission is read, so not only my user can run these applications. No, user cannot access. So this is called what here? Only read. Read means only user can open the files, user can view the content, but user cannot delete the file, user cannot change the content, user cannot create the files, user cannot rename the file, right? User cannot access the applications here. So this is only read here. But example, if I give the permission read and write, read and write. So now tell me, what is the permission on file 1, file 2, file 3? Now user can access file 1, file 2, file 3. Yes. Can open the files? Yes. Can it check the content? Yes. Can I modify the content? Yes. But user can delete the file? User can run the application file? No. Option is not available. Just we have given read and write here. So you can see here the drive permission is everyone, full control, but data folder permission is what? Read and write. So that's why, right, on the file 1, file 2, file 3 permission is read and write. But one day my boss is coming saying, sir, on this file 3, sir, on file 3 permission is what? Read and write. But on file 3 I am giving the permission only read. I am giving the permission only read. So now tell me, whenever the user accessing the file 1, file 2, what is the permission? Read and write. When the user accessing file 3, what is the permission? Read. So you can see here I have applied the permission on 3 different levels. Drive permission is different, folder permission is different, file permission is different here. So we can apply the permission on 3 different levels. And you can observe here the file 3 is overriding the folder permission. The folder permission is not affecting on the file 3. So that's why you can see the 4th line is written. The file permission is overriding the folder permission. So we can apply the single permission on single file also. And creator of the files and folder are their owner. Example, the user is creating. So you can say user is the owner of this folder, user owner of this file. But as an administrator, we are the owner. Whenever we want, we can take the permission. Whenever we want, we can change the permission. Whenever we want, we can remove the permission. Okay. And when you are applying security level permission, we can apply different types of security level permissions here. What are there? Full control is there, modify is there, read and execute is there, write is there, read is there, list, folder content. I will start with this one. So if I give this permission, which permission? List folder content. So now the user can open the data folder, but user cannot access the files. User can check inside the folder how many files are there, how many folders are there, but user cannot access. That is called what? List folder content. But if I give the permission read, so what the user can do now? The user can open the file. Okay, so you can see here on the data folder, right? I am giving the permission only read. So now tell me on file 1, file 2, file 3, what is the permission? Only read. User can open the files, user can view the files, but user cannot access the files. But if I give the read and write, then what? So now the user can open the file 1, file 2, file 3, user can access the files, user can change the content, right? But user cannot delete the files, user cannot create the files, and the user cannot access applications also, right? Option is not there. But if I want to allow the user to run these applications, then we have to give read and execute. .exe means executable files or execute files, you can say, right? So if I want to give the chance to user to run the applications, we have to give read and execute, then user can run the applications also. But we have one more option, that is called what here? Modify. So you can see here, if I give the modify permission on this data folder, so then what is the permission? If I give modify permission, now the user can open the data folder, user can access the files, user can open the files, user can view the content, user can change the content, user can delete the files also, user can create the files also, user can run these applications also, user can rename the files also. But the user cannot change other user security level permission. User cannot change other user security level permission. That is called what here? Modify. In modify, user can access the files, user can modify the files, user can access the applications, yes, user can create the files, user can delete the files, user can rename the files, but user cannot change the other user security level permission, right? Now we have one more option, that is called what here? Full control. So if I give full control, then what? If I give full control, so it means whatever the permission is not available in modify, that permission is available in full control. So it means on data folder, if I give full control to particular user, so now that particular user can open the data folder, user can access the files, user can view the content, user can modify the content, user can delete the file, user can create the file, user can run the applications, and this user now can change the other user security level permission only on this data folder, only on data folder, not on drive, not on other folders. That is called what here? Full control. So now tell me maximum in the real time, if you want to give the permission to users, what you will give? Maximum. You will give full control or you will give modify? Will give modify. Maximum will not give the full control. Who will keep the full control? As an administrator will keep the full control with ourselves. Okay, remember. But remember one thing here, if anyone is asking to you, sir, when we have to use security level permission to restrict the resources, so say that if the data is available in local computer or if the data is available in local hard disk, right, local resources, if you want to restrict, then we have to apply security permission. So in this diagram, you can see here, right now my users are sitting on this computer, right? The user data is available in this computer system 2. User is saying, sir, please secure this data. But tell me here, the user itself, can I deny the permissions? Can we allow the permission to itself or to others? No, the users are not having right to change the permissions. Who is having right to change the permissions? Only administrator. So the user has to request to admin. As a user 1, I am requesting to administrator, sir, please come to my machine. My data is available in system 2 local hard disk, sir. Sir, please deny to all, allow to me. Allow to me. So then we have to log in as a administrator in client machine, right? So we have to log in as an administrator in client machine to apply permission. But here we have two types of admins here. One is system 2 XP admin, means local admin. That is called what here? Local admin. And one is your DC admin, one is your domain admin. So now tell me, these are the domain users, user 1, user 2, user 3, and this user can log into any machine, and this user requesting to you to restrict this data. So now tell me, in this client machine, in XP machine, we have to log in as a local administrator or domain administrator? We have to log in as a domain administrator. Please remember, the local administrator is not having right to manage the domain users permissions here. We cannot apply the restriction on domain users. Local admin is not having right? So we have to log in as a domain admin. But the condition is what? How to log in as a domain admin in XP machine, in Windows 8, in Windows 10 or Windows 7, in client machine, in member servers. If I type only administrator and password, if I log in, when I'm logging, if I'm typing only admin name and password, so it means I'm logging as a system 2 local admin. I'm logging as system 2 local admin. So in the client machine, if I'm logging as a domain administrator here, so we have to log in like this: administrator, after that our domain name, that is zoom.com or whatever your domain name is there, and password. So if I'm logging like this, administrator @zoom.com and password in the client machine, in XP machine, so it means the domain admin, your DC administrator, is logging to the client machine, and as a DC admin I can log into any client machine. But the method and procedure is this one: we have to type administrator @zoom.com and password, we can log in there, or you can type zoom/administrator also, you can log in. There is no restriction there. Okay, so if you want to restrict or allow the user to access the resources on local computer, we have to log in as a only domain administrator, right? So we'll see the lab first, how to apply security level permission, and this permission where we have to apply, in server or in client machine? In client machine. And verification also we have to do in client machine only here, right? So this configuration, this practical configuration and this practical verification you have to do in client machine in system 2. But in the lab, for today's session, for today practical, we require two machines, system 1 server and system 2 client. So you can see here, right now my system 1 is server. If I right click on computer icon, if I go to the properties, this is my server. I'm using operating system 2012. This is my system 1. Domain name is what? Zoom.com. Now if I go to the client machine, system 2, check whether this machine is joined in my domain or not. I logged as administrator, right click on computer icon, go to the properties, and you can see here, this machine, in this machine you can use any operating system, XP, Vista, Windows 7 or member server OS, no problem there. And you can see here, this machine is my system 2, is working under Zoom.com domain, is a client of Zoom. Okay. So in the lab, when you go to the lab, you have two machines, system 1 server and system 2 client there. So please write down our first lab, applying security level permission. So today our first lab is applying security level permission. So please write down, in system 1 server, DC, in system 1 server DC, login as an administrator. In system 1 server DC, login as a administrator. Right. Next point, write down, open the ADUC console, Active Directory users and computers. Open the ADUC console. Open the ADUC console, Active Directory users and computers. Okay. Then write down, create some user accounts. Create some user accounts. And already we know the steps how to create the user account, with password and without password. Right. Create some user accounts, example, user 1, user 2, user 3. So when you go to the lab, your system 1 is your server, system 2 is client, but user accounts are not there. And whatever the user account previously, the last day or before the class session started, you created the account in server, we deleted all the user accounts. So when you go to the lab, once again you have to start your practical with creating domain user accounts, right? So we created the account user 1, user 2, user 3. So I'm going to my server to create the accounts. So I logged as administrator in my DC. I have to go to the server manager console, go to the tools, and open the Active Directory users and computers. And basically it's like this, we have to expand domain name, we have to go to the users, right click on users, click on new and click on user. So I'm creating the first user account for testing purpose by the name user 1. Click next. I'm not giving any password here, blank password. I'm not giving the chance to change the password also. Click next and finish. And the last class, we disable the password policy, right? So it's working fine. Now I'm creating one more user account here by the name of user 2. I'm not giving any password to my users here. Right, so we have user 1, user 2 and user 3, and John also is there, right? Now this user can log into any client machine or not here, right? So this is one, we have to do it. Now next, we are applying actual permission in client machine. So write down next point. In system 2 client computer, in system 2 client computer, login as a domain administrator. In system 2 client computer, login as a domain administrator. In system 2 client computer, login as a domain administrator. So please in the brackets write down like this, administrator@zoom.com. In brackets write down administrator@zoom.com. In system 2 client computer, login as a domain administrator@zoom.com. So this is a method, this is a procedure to log in as a domain administrator in client machines. Okay. So but I want to know, right now I am working as a domain admin. You can see it, this is my system 2 machine. You can use any OS, is working under domain of zoom.com. But I want to know, I am a domain admin or local admin. How to know? You can go to the command net space account. Very good. Answer is wrong. NetSpace account is used for to confirm this is DC or client. Okay. See here, you can type here this command, who am I, right? Enter. Sorry, it's wrong. Yeah, you can see here, we can type here, who am I. You can see what is saying, system2/admin. So this is called what here? Local administrator actually here. Okay. So we have to sign out. And we have to log in as a domain administrator. So go to the other user. And we have to type what? Administrator. And you can see in the down here, if I type only administrator, is showing what? I'm logging as a local admin. System2. I have to type @zoom.com. Maybe in the lab your domain names are different, that you have to give. And password is zoom_123, enter. So now you can see it in the system2 client machine, I'm logging as a domain administrator. Now you can select the desktop icons for this admin. Now you can see here, if I go to the command prompt, if I type the command, who am I, enter. Now see here, what is showing here? Zoom. We can say Zoom/administrator. So it means I logged as a domain administrator here, right? So you have to confirm. So please write down next point. Open the NTFS E drive. Open the NTFS E drive. So you can go to the computer. You can find the drive is available here, right? We have C drive. We'll not do the practical in C drive because we are operating system softwares are there. We'll take other drive, E drive. But please remember in the lab, if the E drive is not there, right, use other drive, maybe D drive or G drive or F drive. Please don't say in the lab, sir, in the class you say E drive, we require E drive only, right? So use other drive, but the drive should be formatted with NTFS. That you have to check. So how to know? Right click on this E drive of system2, go to the properties, and you can see it is formatted with NTFS. We have sharing and security. But in case if it is not formatted, then right click on this drive, go to the format option, and here the best option by default is what here? NTFS. Then if you like, you can change also here. We have option, and then click on start, click OK. It's formatted, completed, click OK. Close it. Now you can right click on E drive, go to the properties, it's formatted with NTFS. We have sharing and security, right? So what is the last point? Open the NTFS E drive. Then write down create one folder. Create one folder by the name data. Create one folder by the name data. Create one folder by the name data. The next point, write down in this folder, in this data folder, create some files. Create one folder by the name data, and in this folder create some files, file 1, file 2. Create one folder data. Next line, in this folder create some files, file 1, file 2. Okay, so this we have to do it first. Now here I am opening the E drive. Now I am creating one folder here, and the folder name you can give any name. I am giving the folder name is here data, and open this folder, and inside this folder create some files. So I am creating two files, one is file 1 and one is a file 2, right? In file 1 I am adding something, so assume it this is my user information is available here, right? And click on save. So once you click save, now tell me this data is going to save in which machine hard disk? In system2 local hard disk or in other machine hard disk? In system2, right? So these files are available in data folder, right? And data folder is available in E drive. So first check the E drive permissions here. What is inherited permission? If I right click on E drive, if I go to properties, are you finding security tab here? So it means we can restrict the drive. Okay, so if you go to the security tab, you can see permissions are what? Everyone, creator, owner, system, all administrators and all users who is logging to this machine are having permission. And the same permission will affect to my folder also or not here. So if you open the E drive, if you right click on data folder, if I go to properties, you can see we have a security tab. So it means we can secure the data folder. We can apply security level permission on data folder. But if you go to the security tab, you can see here all admins and all the user can access this data folder. Okay. Now if I open the data folder, the data folder permission will affect on my files. If I right click on file 1, if I go to the properties, you can see we have a security tab. So it means we can apply a security level permission on single file, right? And you can see permissions are what? All admins and all user can access. So it means the drive permission is affecting on folder and the folder permission is affecting on file. So this is called inherited permission. And this time we don't want to restrict the drive. We want to allow the user to access drive, but we don't want to allow the user to access data folder. So here we have to stop the inherited permission. We have to remove the inherited permission. You can say inherited or you can say inheritance also. And please remember, whenever you're writing MCSC exam, 410 exam, when you're going for interview, it will ask you this question. Sir, how to remove inheritance permissions before applying security level permission? Before applying security permission, right? So how to remove the inheritance permission? If I remove inheritance permission, then we can apply our own permission to our selected users here, right? So first we'll see how to remove the inheritance permission. But we are not removing inheritance permission from drive. We are removing from folder here. So please write down, side heading, underline this one. Removing inheritance permission from data folder. Removing inheritance permission you can say inheritance or you can say inherited also. Okay, removing inheritance permission from data folder. Okay, so please write down steps. Right click on data folder, right click on data folder, click on properties, right click on data folder, click on properties, select security tab. These options are called tabs here. Okay, this all the options are called tabs here. So select the security tab. So once you select the security tab here, these are the accounts which is having permission, but I want to remove the inheritance permission. So to remove inheritance permission, we have to go to this advanced, but to add the permission we have to go to edit here. So we want to remove the inheritance permission, we have to click on advanced tab. So write down, click on advanced tab, click on advanced tab. Now once you click this advanced tab, one new page will open. In this page you can see these are the inherited accounts. We have to remove all these accounts, and to remove these accounts we have to click on disable inheritance. So please write down, click on disable inheritance, click on disable inheritance. Now once you click this one, disable inheritance here, you can see all this account will removed, but one account will be there, that is admin. You can see here, once you click disable inheritance, is asking two questions here. Sir, you want to convert the inherited permissions or you want to remove all inherited permissions? Which one? Remove. So write down, click on next line, write down, click on remove all, click on remove all inherited permission from this object. Click on remove all inherited permission from this object. Object means folders. Your users accounts are called objects here. Click on remove all inherited permission from this object. Now see here, once you click this one, all this account will removed, but one account will be left there in the list. That is what? Admin. But we have to clear this list. In this list no one should be there, so we have to remove this administrator manually if it is not removing. So write down next line, select administrator's account, select administrator's account and click on remove. Select administrator's account and click on remove. Select administrator's account, click on remove, and after write down, click on apply, click on yes, select administrator's accounts, click on remove, and after that write down click on apply, click on yes and click on OK. Click on apply, click on yes and click on OK. So this is a method, this is a procedure to remove the inheritance permission from drive or from folder, okay, from file, okay. So now see here, once again I am repeating, please follow this one. If you have any correction, make it. Right click on data folder, click on properties, select the security tab, click on advanced tab and click on disable inheritance and click on remove all inherited permission from this object. All the accounts are removed. One account is left, admin. Select the administrator, that is system to admin. Click on remove this one also. Now no one is there. And please don't add the users here by using this add. If you add the users here, that method procedure is wrong here. So just we have to click on apply, click on yes, click on OK and click on OK. But tell me in the list, permission list, who is there? No one is there. So it means now if I click OK, so now tell me who is having right to access this folder now? Who is having right? No one is having right to access now. If I log in as a user 1, if I leave like this, if I log in as a user 1 or user 2, user 3, can log in? Yes. Can access E drive? Yes. Can access data folder? No, you cannot access. So like this, I am saying no one is having permission. Who is working on this machine now? Our domain admin. And our domain admin also is not having right to access here. If you try, you can check. Try to access. Once you double click, we are getting error. What is error? You don't currently have permission to access this folder. Who is not having permission? Domain admin. I have one question here. Example, if the user 1, user 2 is not having permission to access this folder or any item, item means maybe a printer, maybe a drive, maybe folder, maybe file, right? If the user is not having right to access any item, resources, so user has to request to whom to get the permission to access. User has to request to administrator to access. Admin will give the permission. But right now, who is not having permission to access? Admin. Assume you are the admin and you're not having right to access these resources. Now tell me, you will request to whom to get the permission? You are the admin, you are the senior admin, you are not having permission to access. If you are not having permission, you cannot give the permission to others. Remember this one. So first we require permission. If we are not having permission, we have to request to whom to get the permission to access this. Request to user 1, request to, we are the domain admin only, sir, here. We have to request to user 1, user 2, sir, please give me the permission, so I want to access this folder. No. So how to get the permission? So see here, if the admin is not having permission, if the user is not having permission, user has to request to admin to get the permission. But if admin is not having permission, admin no need to request to anyone. Admin is having one special right. That special right is called ownership right. It's called what here? Ownership. On any item, on any drive, on any file, on any folder, computer, on any resources, if you are not having permission, you can add your own permission there. You can add your own permission. You can take ownership. You can add your permission, your account, yourself, and take any permission, what you like there. Okay. So before giving the permission to others, first we require permission or not here. So then we can give the permission to others. So first we have to add which account here? Administrator. And what permission you require? Read, write, modify, or full control? Full control. So first we'll add our account, full control. Then we'll give the different permission to different user, right? So this time I'm cancelling because I'm not having permission now. First we have to add our account. So please write down next point. Right click on data folder, click on properties. Right click on data folder, click on properties. Select the security tab. Right click on data folder, click on properties, select the security tab and click on edit. Select the security tab and click on edit. Now once you select the security tab, we are in the permission list here, and here there are so many permissions are there, but we have to add the account first, and to add the accounts we have to take the help of edit. So once you click edit, one new page will open, and in this page we have to add the account and get the permission, and to add the account we have to use add option. So please write down, click on add. After edit, write down, click on add. Once you click add, is asking enter the object name. Object means username here. First we have to add user or administrator? Administrator. So please write down, type the name administrator, type the name administrator and click OK. Type the name administrator and click on OK. So once you click OK, observe here which admin is adding. Local admin is adding or domain admin is adding? You can see here which admin is added, domain admin, not local admin. And you can observe here in the down, the domain admin is getting what permissions, sir? We are not getting full control permission. We are getting these 3 permissions. What 3 permissions? Read, execute, list folder contain, read. You want this permission? No. So we have to uncheck all these boxes. And what permission you require? Full control. Which one? Allow or deny? Allow. So please write down, check the box, full control allow, and apply. Check the box, full control allow, and click on apply. Now see here, once I check the box, full control allow, automatically all these down boxes will be checked for me. Check the box, full control allow. Now see here, all the boxes are checked. Click on apply, click on OK, OK. Click on apply, click OK, OK. So you can see our admin is added in the list. Click OK. Now tell me in the list who is there? Only admin. If I click OK, who is having right to access now? Only admin. If I leave like this, so user can log in, but user cannot access. If you don't want to give the permission to user, don't add the users here. But this time I want to give the permission to users here. So my boss is saying, sir, please allow the user to access this one. So I want to give the permission to user 1 to access, but the permission should be read. I want to give the permission to user 2 to access with the permission read and write. So can I give the different permission to different users? Yes, we can give. So please write down. Next line. Like this, the method procedure is same here. Write down like this, add the user 1. Like this, add the user 1. Give the permission read. Like this, add the user 1. Give the permission read. Like this, add the user 1, give the permission, read. The next line write down, add the user 2. Add the user 2 and give the permission, read and write. Add the user 2 and give the permission, read and write. Done? Yeah, user 2 different permission, read and write we are giving. Now method and procedure is same here. But remember here, before giving permission, we have to log as a what? Administrator. I found that the students are doing the second time lab, but he forget to log in as admin. If I log in as a user, if I want to change the permission, can we change? No. So we have to sign out the user, log in as a domain admin, then we can give the permission. So right click on data folder, click on properties, click on security tab, but click on edit and click on add. But tell me the user account is available in system 2 in server. We created. The user account is going to accept it here. So the username is user 1, but how to confirm this user account is there or not, is correct or not? By using check name. Now you can use, right? So click OK, is accepted, but user 1 is getting 3 permission. I don't want. Uncheck all the boxes, give the permission only read, click apply. Can we add the user 2 also here? Yes, click on add second user, user 2, check names, click OK, and I want to give the 2 permissions here. One is read and one is write. Click on apply, click OK. So you can see a permission list. Admin is having full control, user 1 is having read, and user 2 is having read and write permission. So click OK, done. Then write down verification. Now tell me verification in which machine? In same machine or in other machine? In same machine. There are so many clients are there, but tell the user your data is available in system 2 client only. You have to log into system 2. So please write down in system 2 client computer. In system 2 client computer, log in as a user 1 user. In system 2 client computer, log in as a user 1 user. In system 2 client computer, log in as a user 1 user. The next point write down, open the E drive and access the data folder. Open the E drive and access the data folder. Open the E drive and access the data folder. Now tell me what is the permission on data folder? Only read. So write down dash permission read. Dash permission read. For this user 1, dash permission read. Fine. Now see here. So I have to switch this administrator to allow the user to log in. Now this is my system 2. I am logging as a user 2 here. Go to other user, type the name user 1. Password is blank, enter. The successfully the user 1 is logging to this machine. Now you can get the desktop icons on this computer. So you can see on the screen we logged as a user 1. So tell the user 1 open the computer, right, and open the E drive. Now can access the data folder? Yes. Can access the file 1? Yes. Can we view the content? Yes. But can you delete the content? No. Can you modify the content? Right. Try to save. If it is saving, means you have permission. Now click on file, click on save. And once you click save here, our intention is what? We want to save the same file in same data folder, not in other location. So once you click save, is asking, sir, are you want to replace all these changes or not? Yes, we want to do it. Say yes. Now see here, once you click yes, what I am getting? Access denied. Access denied means you are having only read permission. You are not having modify permission. Click OK and say close and say don't save because you are not having permission. Now try to delete this file. Right click on this file, click on delete. Are you finding delete option? Yes, delete is there. But observe here, before delete button, are you finding one shield symbol? So remember from today onwards, wherever you're getting shield symbol, it means you are restricted. You are restricted. You have option, but you cannot access. But you can try it. You can click on delete, and once you click delete, it's asking, sir, who are you? Who want to delete? Right? So what we have to type? Admin name and password or username and password? Username and password. That is good. User 1, password is blank, and click on yes. And see here, once you click yes, is not accepting. I'm typing the correct name, correct password, still is not accepting. If you type 10 times also, it will not accept. It means what? You are restricted. You cannot access this one. So close it. Done. Now can you create the new files here? Right click on this white place and click on new. But observe here, as the admin, when I click new, there are so many options are available for me. But when as a user 1, if I click new, how many options are there? Only one, folder. But on folder also we have shield symbol. It means you are restricted there. Okay. Now you can see here, if I go back to change the permissions, I want to change the security level permission. Who is trying to change the security permission? User 1. If I right click on data folder, if I go to the properties, if I go to the security tab, to change the security level permission, we have to click on edit. But observe here, on edit, we have what? Shield symbol. So it means you are restricted. You cannot change the edit permissions here. Okay. So the user 1 is having only read permission. So after the user 1 is done the job, you can sign out and log in as a next user here. Sir, you can copy this data to other location, other drive. There is no problem here. But your admin is saying what? If your data is available here, in future if it is not, that I am responsible. If you are storing the data here and there, if data is not, I am not responsible. Okay. So now you can see here, I logged as a user 2 here in this machine. So in system 2 computer, I logged as a user 2 here. Now tell to user to open the computer here, open the E drive and access the data folder. Can we access? Yes. Can I access the file 1? Yes. Can I read the content? Yes. Now tell me, can I delete the content? Can I save? Yes. Because we have read and write. Can we add the content? Yes. Can we save this file? Yes, we can save. We have option, we are saving. Read and write permission is applying. Now tell me, can you delete the file? No, option is not available. You cannot delete. Can we change the other user security level permission? Right click on data folder, go to the properties, go to the security tab. We cannot change the other user security permission. You are restricted. So it means if I give the read and write, so it means only you have option to access the files, view the content, you can modify the content, but you cannot delete the files, right? So you cannot run the application, you cannot change the other user security level permission. So this is, we are applying security permission on our users, right? So after your job is done, you can sign out this machine. So till now we have seen what is security permission, how to apply. But remember always, the security permission is used for local resources. Local resources. Okay. So who is having permission? Only that user can access, but other user cannot access. Okay, we have our features, but what is the drawback here? Yes, sir? Yeah, this is on a local computer. I am facing two problems here, my user, right? First of all, if the user want to access the data folder, always user has to use system 2. if the user next day, assume this machine is busy, right? It's working but is busy. As a user, one can log into system 5. Yes, in system 5, Windows 10, we have a local drive, C drive and E drive. But can you find system 2 E drive data in system 5 E drive? No. So it means always user strictly using the same computer to access the resources. But next day, assume this machine hard disk is burned or damaged, right? Hard disk burned damaged. The user can log into other machine, but can you find the same data? No. So as admin, can we provide the same data? No. So if the user hard disk, that machine system to hard disk burned or damaged, your data is what here? Lost. User cannot access. So this time the user is requesting to admin, sir, I am facing two problems, sir. One, always I have to restrict to access the same data. If other user is working, I cannot access this machine. So I have to wait. One, I am wasting the time. Second thing, user is saying, sir, if this machine hard disk is not working, or if I change the computer, I change the computer. In that computer also we have local drive, but you cannot, I am not finding the same data there. So the user is requesting to admin, sir, first of all, my data should not store in local hard disk, sir. My data should be secure. My data should be stored in storage, in centralized place, okay, in servers, okay. The second thing, the user is requesting, sir, I don't want to sit on the same machine daily. I'm not sitting on one machine to access the data. So whenever I change the computer, I'm a domain user. Daily I'm not sitting on one machine. Whenever I change the computer, I want to access the resources. I want to access the resources. The user is saying, sir, whenever I change the computer, I want to access my data. And second thing, when I sign out, my data should not store in local hard disk. My data should store in server. So next day, if the system 2 is not working, if the user is logging to other machine, can you find the same data or not here? Yes, if the data is available in server. So it means the user is requesting to admin, I want to access the data from the network. I want to access data from the network, and my data has to be stored in centralized place in server. So the user is requesting for sharing. User is requesting for sharing. So what is sharing? You can see it. In my network, I have one printer, right, which is connected to my network switch. So if I share this printer, now my any user can log into any machine, can access the printer or not here. So this is called what here? Sharing. So what is sharing? Multiple user can access the single resources. Multiple user can access single resource, or the user can access the resources from the network. That is called what here? Sharing here, right? So here we are going for the sharing topic now, the second one. So please copy this one. What's that?
We can give permission to all file formats.
Yes, sir. You can give the permission to any format of the file. No problem there. You can apply. is a file system, file allocation table. Is done, finished. So we are going for sharing. So why we require sharing here? If you want to allow multiple users to access single resources, we can go for sharing. Or we can allow the user to access the resources from the network. So then we can go for sharing here. Like I have one printer, one internet line which is connected to my network. I want to share with all users. Can we share or not here? Yes, that is called sharing here. So that's why it is written here. Sharing, it can be implemented by using NTFS drive or FAT drive. If your data is available in E drive, means NTF drive or FAT drive, no problem, we can go for sharing. But compared to the FAT, NTFS drive is the best one because we have a sharing and security there. So sharing level permission we can apply on drive, we can apply on folder, but not files. Remember here. So as administrator, we can apply the sharing permission on drive. We can apply the sharing level permission on folder, but we cannot apply sharing level permission on single file. So why we are going for sharing? To share empty drive, to share empty folders? No. So what the Microsoft is saying, follow the trick. What is the trick? Alright, in one drive, example, take any drive and create one folder by any name. So example, I am creating folder by the name of sales, and in this folder keep your all document files and keep your all movies, pictures, files, right, application files, and now share this folder. So not only once you share this folder, automatically the files are shared or not here. We cannot share the single file, but we can keep the files in folder and share the folder, so automatically files are shared here. So this trick we have to follow. Second thing is what? The user can access the share folder from the network. So user no need to come to the server. User no need to come to the server. User no need to sit on same machine, specific computer. User can log into any machine. User can access the resources from the network. And when we are applying sharing level permission, we have two permissions. One is read and one is read and write. So what is the meaning of read? Read means only view. Read means what? View. If I give read permission, only user can access the share folder from the network. User can see the files. User can open the file. User can see the content, but user cannot modify the content. User cannot delete the file. User cannot create the new file. User cannot access the application. This is called what here? Read. Now what is the meaning of read and write? But remember here, in security level permission, read and write is different, and in sharing level permission, read and write is different here. In security level permission, read and write means what? User can access the folder, user can access the file, user can view the file, user can modify the file, but user cannot delete the file, user cannot access the applications, user cannot create the new file. That is called what here? Read and write in security level permission. But here read and write is different here. The name is read and write. The name is what? Read and write. But the permission is modify. The permission is what here? Modify. The name has given read and write, but the permission is what here? Modify. So what is the meaning of modify means what? User can open the folder, share folder, user can access the files, user can modify the files, user can delete the file, user can run the application, right? User can create the file, user can delete the file. This is called what here? Modify here. So name has given read and write, but permission is what here? Modify. So please write down this too, because whenever you go to the interview, it will ask this question. Sir, what is the difference between read and write in security level permission? What is the difference between read and write in sharing level permission? Okay. So in sharing level permission, read and write means modify. Okay. Now we'll go for this practical applying sharing level permission. So for these permissions, for the sharing level permission, we require two machines here. We are making system 1 server and system 2 as a client. We'll create the share folder in server and we'll tell to the user to access from the client machine here, right? So please write down our next lab today, applying sharing level permission. Applying our next lab, applying sharing level permission. No sir, we can increase. So please write down, in system 1 server, login as an administrator. In system 1 server, login as a administrator. Open the E drive. Open the E drive, create one new folder by the name sales. In system 1 server, login as a administrator. Next point, open the E drive, but this drive should be formatted with NTFS or FAT, no problem there, because we have a sharing option. Open the E drive, then write down, create one new folder by the name sales. Create one new folder by the name sales. Okay. Then write down next line, in this folder, create some files, file 1, file 2, file 3. In this folder, create some files, file 1, file 2, file 3. Open the E drive, create one new folder by the name sales. The next line, in this folder, create some files. In this folder, create some files, file 1, file 2, file 3. Okay. So I'm going to my server now. That is my system 1. So this is my server. I logged as admin, but confirm two things. What is the computer name? My server computer name is what? System 1. And check the IP address also, that is very important here today. The IP of my server is 10.0.0.1. Maybe in the lab, your computer name is different, IPs are different, that you have to remember, okay? Where you're creating the share folder. So I logged as admin, open the computer, open the E drive. But you can see here, my E drive is formatted with NTFS, we have sharing, and we have a security. So it means we can apply sharing level permission on drive also. So open the drive and create one folder. So I'm renaming this folder name to sales here, right? In this folder, open this folder, and we have to create some files here. So I'm creating file 1, file 2, and file 3. So we have 3 files here. But in these files, can we add some content here? So assume this is my user content is available, and click on save. So once you click save, this folder is going to store, these files are going to store in the local hard disk of the system 1. But you can see here, if I right click on drive here, if I go back to drive, if I right click on drive, are you finding sharing with option? Yes. If I go to properties, can you sharing tab is there? Yes, we can share the drive. If I open the drive, if I right click on folder sales, are you finding sharing with option? Yes, we can share the folder. If I go to properties, are you finding sharing tab? Yes, we can share the folder. If I open the folder, if I right click on particular file, file 1, are you finding share with option? No, it's not available. If I go to properties on file 1, are you finding sharing tab here? No, it's not available. So it means we cannot share the single files. So what is the trick? We have to keep all these files in folder and share this folder. So automatically files are shared. And sharing is very easy. But remember here, only the administrator is having right to apply the sharing level permission. Only admin can share the data, not users. So please write down next point. Right click on sales folder. Right click on sales folder and click on share with. Right click on sales folder, click on share with and click on specific people. But before going this one, I will show you one more thing here. If I right click on this folder, if I go to properties, if I go to sharing, what is written here? Not shared, and there is a no network path here. So how to share? Right click on this sales folder and click on share with, click on specific people. Once you click specific people, one new page will open. In this page, you can see by default who is having rights in the database. Admin. Admin is having right, read and write, and your admins are owner here. Okay. But if I click share here, who is going to permission? Who is having permission? Only admin. But we want to add the accounts. And to add the accounts, we have to click on this arrow. And you can find two options. One is everyone. One is find people. If I select everyone, same permission to all. If I want to give different permission to different users, right, we have to go for find people. So at this moment, which is the best option? Find people. We don't want to give the same permission to all. We want to give user 1 read. Example, user 2 read and write. So please write down, click on arrow. Arrow means this one. Click on arrow and click on find people. Click on arrow and click on find people. Now once you click find people here, is asking enter the object name here. Click on find people and is asking enter the object name. Object name is user. So write down, type the username user1 and click OK. Type the username user1 and click on OK. So once you click OK, this user is going to add in this list here. Add it. Now we have to select permission. What is a permission you like? You can drag, you can select the permission. So write down, select the permission dash read. Select the permission dash read. Okay. The next point, write down like this. Next line, please. Like this, add the user 2 and give the permission read and write. Like this, add the user 2 and give the permission read and write. So we have to add one more user, give the read and write. Then after the write down, click on share, click on done. Click on share, click on done. Click on share, click on done. Then your permission is completed. Now I want to add one more user, user 2. Can we add? Same method. Click on this arrow, click on find people. And the username is user 2. Click OK, add it. And user 2 also is getting read permission. But I want to change the permission to read and write. And you can remove also the user account here. Okay. Then click on share. Now click on done. Your permission is done. But you can see here before sharing. Remember this path. This is called network path. / system1/sales. Maybe in the lab your share folder name is different or system name is different. That you have to remember. Why? Because whenever any user is asking, sir, I'm sitting on so and so machine, sir, in the network. So how to access the share folder? So tell to the user, go to run, type this path. Then you can access your share folder. So once you click done, your sharing is done. But how to know? Right click on this folder, sales, click OK. Properties, click on sharing tab, and you can see now this folder is shared. This is called your network path here. Okay. So now tell me, the user has to come to server to access the share folder? No, user can sit on any client machine, can access? Yes, from the network by using network path. Okay. So please write down verification. In system to client computer, login as a user 1. In system to client computer, login as a user 1. Okay. Then write down. Now tell me, in system 1, in system 2, if as a user, if I go to C drive, E drive, local drive, can you find the sales share folder here? No, it's not available. Not available in the local hard disk. User has to access from the network here. So please write down. Access the sales share folder from the network. Access the sales share folder from the network. Access the sales share folder from the network. But the user is having any good knowledge How to access the share folder from the network, on which machine, on which IP is working? No, the user is not having any good knowledge here. So we have to share the information. Tell to the user, sir, access the share folder from the network, or you can say UNC path also. You can say what here? UNC. You can say network path or UNC path. But the user is requesting to you, sir, I don't know what is UNC path, sir. What is network path? So tell to the user, sir, please do one thing, open the run and type / share folder machine name, not client machine name, share folder, where the share folder is there, system 1, then / then your share folder name, that is what? Sales, and click OK. The share folder you can access. Or second option, / IP address, share folder machine IP, that is 10.1 / sales, click OK and access the files, right? So please write down this one. We have to open the run here. These two commands are called network path, or you can say UNC path here. But whenever the user is doing some changes here in sales share folder by sitting on system 2 client or system 4 client, so this data is going to save in local hard disk or in server? Server. Immediately this data will be updated to my server hard disk here, where the share folder is there. Is done? Now here I am going for verification here. Please write down one more point there, last point. Access the files. Access the files. Access the files. Dash permission read, because this is a user one. Permission is what? Read. Access the files dash permission read. So when you're accessing the files, permission is what? Read. So this is my server. I have to leave this machine. Tell to the user to log into the client machine. So this is my system 2 is a client, but I have to log in as a user here. So go to the other user, type the name user 1, password is blank, enter. So successfully the user 1 is logging to this machine. But you can see here the user is sitting on which computer here? System 2. But if I go to the computer, you can see we have a E drive also, but can you find the system 1 E drive data in system 2 E drive? No, user has to access from the network. So tell to the user, sir, open the run and type here what? / system 1 / share folder name sales, click OK. Can you access all the files? Yes. Or second option what? Open the run, type / your share folder machine IP, that is 10.0.0.1 / share folder name sales, click OK. Can you access same files? Yes. Third option what? Third option is what? Like this, / maybe system name or IP. Example, as a user, I don't know in system 1 how many share folders are there. Maybe I'm not having right, but I want to know in system 1 how many share folders are there, right? So you can use this command, / system 1 or / IP. After that, don't type anything. So if you click OK, you can see in system 1 how many share folders are there actually. How many are there? 3. But which one user is having right? Tell to the user access only that one. That is what? Sales. If you double click, can you access? Yes. Can you access the file 1? Yes. But what is the permission? Only read. But if I do some modification, if I click save, right, I want to save in same share folder, same location, click on save, click on yes, whatever changes I have done, replace it. But you can see permission is what? Access denied. You cannot share. Save it, close it, don't save, and try to delete the files. If I try to delete, you can see it saying you need permission to perform this action. Your file access is what here? Deny. You're not having permission, right? So click cancel. Can you create the new files? Shared, right? Destination folder access deny. You need permission to perform this action. Means you're not having permission to create the new files also, right? Now this is a user 1. So if I sign out, can I log in as a user 2? Yes. So on share folder, the user 2 is having what permission? Read and write here. So we are going to the other. So if I log in as a user 2 here, the user 2 is having read and write here. So the user 2, if I log on to this machine, to this computer, and from the network I'm accessing sales share folder. If I do any changes here, if I modify new files, so this changes automatically is going to update to my server. So next day, if this machine is not working, so as a user 2, can I log into other machine? Can I access my share folder? Yes. So this is called what? Read and write permission. We have given to user 2 here. Okay. You can see this machine has become slow here now. It's taking some time. Yeah, whatever the user is doing some modification now in the share folder is going to update automatically on server. User no need to sign out or no need to request to admin to update this data. Automatically is going to update. Yes, you can access. That's called sharing here. So till now we have seen here, you can see here we have seen how to apply sharing and the user can access from the network. But you can see we have one more point here. When you copy or move means cut, right? Share folder from one drive to other drive, the share folder will not longer be shared here. So what is the meaning of this one? So right now my share folder is available in which drive? E drive, right? And we have some files also. Now I want to move this share folder to F drive. Can we move? Yes. So what we'll do, we'll not copy paste. Copy paste means not moving, just copying the duplicate copy we are making. But I want to right click and say cut. Cut means move here. And now paste to F drive. Can we paste to F drive? Yes. So share folder is moving from one drive to other drive, but sharing will be there? No, sharing is lost. Again we have to apply the sharing permission to different users here. Okay, this one. Second thing is what? To hide the share folder, include the $sign after the name of the share folder, but before sharing, and user can access hidden share folder from the network by using UNC path here, right? So what is the meaning of hide? Why we are using the word hide? Basically we'll use the hiding folders and files in our home PCs. Like assume it, you're in your home, you have one computer and you have right to access, and your brother also is having right to access, and you don't want to show to your brother to your files. You have some important files and pictures you don't want to show to brother. So what we'll do, we'll create one folder, we'll keep all our document files, we'll come back to folder, right click on folder, go to properties, we have option hiding. If I hide, so folder is hidden or not here. So next day if your brother is accessing, normally can he see the hidden share folder? No. So who is having right to access? Who can access? Who is having knowledge? Okay, in this machine I have one hidden share folder, I can access, other user cannot access. The same thing, the microservicing, we can hide the share folder. Just now I have given the example. If the user is not having right to access the share folder, but at least user can go to the run, right? The user can go to the run, and the user can type, that is double backslash and sys1 or IP address. If I click OK, so we can see at least how many share folders are available in system 1 or not here. Yes, maybe we are not having right to access, but we can see how many share folders are available in system 1 here. So we can see how many share folders are there. Okay, the user is having right to access, user can access this one, but I want to create one more folder in my network, but this folder should be hidden. So then we have to use the $sign here. We have to use the $sign, right? So please write down our next lab, creating hidden share folder Please 1 minute here. So please write down creating hidden share folder in network. Okay. Sorry. So please write down in system 1 server, login as administrator. In system 1 server, login as administrator. Open the E drive. Open the E drive. Create one new folder. Create the new folder by the name share data. You can give any name. I'm giving here share data with $sign. Give the $sign here. Create the new folder by the name share data $sign with $sign. Okay, but $sign when we have to give before the sharing, right? Before the sharing, right? So after the name we have to give $sign here, right? Then write down next line, share this folder. Share this folder, and already we know how to share the folder. I'm not giving all the steps here. Share this folder with everyone read and write permission. Share this folder with permission, with everyone read and write permission. Share this folder with everyone read and write permission. So already we know how to share. So please tell me how to share this one. Right click on this folder, click on share with, click on specific people, drag. You can go for find people, your choice is there, but I'm going for everyone. But observe here, once you select everyone, automatically everyone will not add here. We have to click on add the everyone, then select read and write, then click on share, then done. But observe here, are you finding any network path here? No, because this is a hidden share folder here. So click on done. Now how the user is going to access? First of all, if you search in the network, you cannot find the share folder there. So tell to the user you can access from the network by using UNC path. By using UNC path. So write down in system to client computer. In system to client computer, login as a user 2. In system to client computer, login as a user 2. Access the share folder by using UNC path. Access the share folder by using UNC path. Access the share folder by using UNC path. Please write down example. Open the run and type // maybe system name or IP. You can use any one. I'm using system name sys1 / share folder name share data $sign and click OK and access the files. Open the run / system1 / share data $sign and click OK. Access the files. So this is a method to access the hidden share folder from the network. Okay. So you can see now I'm going to my client machine here. This is my share folder. Now tell me in system 1 how many share folders are there? There are 2 are there. But if I go to the client machine, if I log in as a user here, user 2, so if I go to the run here, if I type / system1, if I click OK, you can see here in system 1 how many share folders are there? Only 1, which we created, right? Only 1 is there, but second one is not there. So the user is requesting to admin, sir, how to access my second share folder? So to which user you want to give right? Give the path to that user only. Don't give the path to other user. So tell to the user type / maybe system name or IP address / share folder name share data with $sign. Click OK. And you can see, can you find the share folder? Yes. Can we create some new files here? Yes. Now tell me, if I do some changes here in these files, if I'm adding, so this data is going to store in my local hard disk or immediately in server hard disk? If you want to know, go to the server, open the share folder. You can find all the files are updated. automatically here. Okay, so this is what here, hiding the share folder and allowing the user to access from the network by using $sign here. Now one more thing here, right now you can see the user 2 here who is working want to access this folder. Which folder? Sales. So always what the user has to do, user has to use this command. What command? Open the run, type /system name /sales or /IP address /sales. So if the user want to access the share folder, always user has to use this command. But my user is saying, sir, daily I am working on this folder, but I am feeling very bored, sir. I am feeling very bored because whenever I want to access the folder, always I have to go to the run. I have to type / maybe system name, maybe IP /sales. So by using this command, always I am accessing the share folder. But the user now is requesting, sir, I don't want to use this command. I want to access this share folder as a drive in my computer, as a drive. So it means next day, if I want to access the share folder, I will not use this command. Directly I will go to computer, I will access the share folder as a drive. So if user is requesting for map drive here, user is requesting for map drive. So what is map drive? If I'm allowing the user to access share folder as a local drive in my computer, that is called what here? Map drive. And who has to create map drive? User itself. As admin, just we have to guide. We have to tell to the user, this is a method, this is a procedure, sir, to create the map drive, right? But you have to create yourself. Okay, so please write down our next lab, creating map drive, map network drive. Creating map network drive. In bracket write down sales share folder. Creating map network drive. In bracket write down sales share folder. So I am using the sales share folder to create map network drive. So please write down, who has to create this drive? User itself. As admin, we have to guide by sitting on client machine. So write down, in system to client computer, log in as a user 2. In system to client computer, log in as a user 2. In system to client computer, log in as a user 2. Then write down, open the run and type this command, /system1 and click OK. After that, don't type anything there. Open the run, type /sys1, click on OK. Now once you click OK here, you can see all the share folders. But which one you want to make share folder as a drive? Sales. So write down next line, right click on sales share folder. Right click on sales share folder and click on map network drive. Right click on sales share folder. Right click on sales share folder, click on map network drive and click on finish. Only 2 clicks. Right click, click on map network drive and click on finish. Now here, once you click map network drive, is asking the drive letter. Give any drive letter. So, but don't give the E drive or D drive, because that drive letter already we used in our network. So I am giving here example M drive and click on finish. So once you click finish here, your job is done. Then write down verification, open the computer, open the computer, open the computer and access the sales share folder as a drive. Open the computer, access the network drive, or you can say map network drive. Open the computer and access the map network drive. In bracket write down sales share folder. Access the map network drive, sales share folder. You can see here. If I open the computer now, are you finding network location drive? That is called map drive here. And this map drive we created by using sales share folder, and drive letter is what? M. Can I store some data here? Yes. If I create some data, it's going to store in my server automatically. So next day, I no need to go to the run, I no need to type this command to access. So directly I can come to the computer, And from the computer, can we access this drive or not here? But if you leave like this drive is connected to like this only, right? If you disconnect, again connect, it will means login, you can find this drive. But after your job is done, you have to do one thing, right click and disconnect. Otherwise, other user can access if they have rights. Okay, so after your job is done, you can go for disconnect. Again, you can create it. But next problem is what? If you're using this machine, this drive is available. If you change the computer, you cannot find this drive. Again, we have to create the map network drive here, right? This one we have to do it. So after my job is done, I'm disconnecting this one. Done. Now we have one more small practical here that is very helpful for you. So please write down the lab heading. This one, write down access base information, that is called ABE. Access base information, that is called ABE permission. Now by using this ABE permission, we can restrict to one user particular file also. We can restrict particular file to particular user. Example, here my user, now my user 1 is having right to access the sales share folder. Can I access any file or not here? File 1, file 2, file 3. So you can see here, I logged as a user 2 here. If I go to the sales share folder, can we access all these files? Yes, but I want user 2 should not access this file. Which file? File 3. I want to restrict the file 3. Can we restrict the file 3? Yes, right? So please write down. In system 1 server, login as admin. In system 1 server, login as a admin. The next point, write down, open the sales share folder. Open the sales share folder. Which file you want to restrict? File 3 example. So write down, right click on file 3, click on properties. Right click on file 3 and click on properties. Select the security tab. Right click on file 3, click on properties, select the security tab. Then right down, click on edit. Click on edit. Now once you click edit, now to which user you want to restrict? User 2, right? So write down, select user 2 account. Select user 2 account. Then write down, check the box read deny. Check the box read deny. Select the user 2 account, check the box read deny and click on apply. Okay, check the box read deny. So we have to check the deny box. Okay, check the box read deny and click on apply. Click on yes. Okay, okay. Click on apply, click on yes, click on okay, okay. Then write down next point. In system 2 client computer, login as a user 2. In system 2 client computer, login as a user 2. Then write down next point. From the network, access the sales share folder. From the network, access the sales share folder. And check the file 3. Check the file 3. Now tell me dash what permission, allow or deny? Deny. Check the file 3, deny. Check the file 3, deny. Permission is what here? Deny. Now see here, we logged as a user 2 here. If I go to the run, if I type /system1, click OK. Now which folder? Sales. If you open the sales share folder, you can see all the files are there, but which file is not there? File 3 is missing here. So it means user is what? Restricted. But if I log in as a user 1, can you see all the files are not here? Yes, we can find. So like this, we can restrict the particular file also to particular user by using ABE permission here. Okay. So today we have completed our permission class, and we seen how to apply security level permission first. We have seen then how to apply sharing level permission, and we seen how to create the hidden share folder, and we seen how to map the share folder as a drive, that is called map network drive, and we seen how to restrict the particular file to particular user in the share folder, that is by using AB permission. So today we have a session only permission, and in the lab we require two machines, one server, one client. Once again, you have to start the practical with creating user accounts. But the security level permission, where you have to apply in client machine, and you have to check the output in client machine, but we have to log in as a domain admin there. Okay. Then sharing level permission you have to create in server and tell to the user login from the client machine, and from the network you can access. Okay. And tomorrow we are going to discuss our next topic, that is profiles. And the profiles are important in the real time, because as admin we are managing the user accounts by using profiles there. Okay. So thank you very much for today's session. Any question, Prabhakar? Sorry, I'm not getting your voice. Sorry, your voice is breaking here. Yeah, but your voice is breaking. Yeah, now you can. Yes, Sir, firewall is using to restrict the users here. But right now we not require firewall, but we have a session on the firewall. I will discuss with you. What is that? But if you want communication between the machines, right, transferring data, we have with the local LAN, we have to disable the firewall. Okay. Right, sir. Bye. See you tomorrow.